Have you always wanted to own a farm out in the country, but felt stuck because you have no idea how to even start? Look, you are not alone. Building an off grid family compound or legacy estate is hard, like really, really hard. Let me break it down for you so that you can understand just how hard. See, the chances of a person being an entrepreneur who homeschools, home births, grows their own food, generates their own electricity, and lives in a multi generational household with multiple homes on their land are about 1 in 500,000. That is rarer than making it into the NFL, the NBA, or the MLB. It is also rarer than making your first $1 million, $10 million, $100 million, and about as difficult as becoming a United States billionaire. So, what if you could borrow my world-class team of experts to be your eyes and ears using the exact same frameworks we use to open up properties across the country? And by the way, I'm not just talking about like some online course where I'm just forcing you to watch a bunch of videos. I am literally saying have me and my team fly out with you to walk with you on your land one-on-one to see whether or not you're making the best purchase of your life or about to get yourself into a living hell. That's what we have on offer. And so if you can just give me a moment, I understand that you're a busy person. We have a lot of clients, athletes, celebrities, business owners. I understand. I'm also the father of four. I run 5 companies. I understand. We're going to keep it very short, and we're going to show you what we do to help people out just like you. So, by the way, my name is TJ Visuday, and I'm the founder and CEO of Axis Centralized Real Estate. And after a winter storm left me and my wife and my newborn daughter without food, water, heat, or electricity, even though we lived in a very nice suburban gated neighborhood, I realized we needed to move off grid. So we set out to find the best way to transition the family from suburban living to owning our own productive farm and ranch. And 5 years later, we've now helped out hundreds of people across the country, and specifically over 100 people buy their own land in Texas and Florida, start their own farms, and build their own off-grid legacy estates. Now, usually when we open up a property, what we do is we go out, we buy 500 to 1,500 acre properties and divide those properties into individual parcels. People come in, they buy those individual parcels with us, and then we help them build within our community. So up to this point, whenever people would message us about helping them on their own land, we would refuse the opportunities to focus on our own projects on our own land because we had a secret sauce. We have a very, very proprietary system that allows us to open up things fast with very high confidence. But when we received message after message after message after message, we realized that we had to do something about it. Because, I mean, it was just hundreds of people messaging us, asking us to open up a consulting service. And we said, no, because we only want to do it if we could know that we could help people open up properties at the same level of quality as the properties we personally open for our company. So that brings us to now. In very simple terms, I want to spend a little bit more time with my family. And I realize that there's no way we can get to helping every single person, even though I know that it's so important for people to be able to have this lifestyle where they own their own land, they steward their own livestock, they get to eat food off their own land and have the knowledge and the safety of having off-grid utilities. So we are now opening up the Axe Black Label private client program to help people out and service that need. So here's what the Axe Black Label private client program is. You are borrowing me and my team's expertise to help you transition from suburban dependency to off-grid independence. There's about 7 main obstacles that stand in people's way when it comes to buying land. And in our private client program, we're going to take you by the hand to make it past all 7 obstacles. And we call it the Prosper model. So let's start off by understanding what the Prosper model is and what it means and what that first obstacle is. So the first obstacle people encounter is planning. A lot of people are just completely overwhelmed, completely confused, where to start, where to go, what to look for, how do you even organize a project like this? And so most people, they never get started because they don't have an easy way to understand how to grasp all of the decisions that they have to make in starting their own off-grid family compound or legacy estate. But with the Prosper model, you have a straight line, the straightest line to go from A to B, where you go from suburban life to owning your own off-grid, decentralized legacy estate. Now, what does Prosper stand for? It stands for planning, resources, ownership, stewardship, production, entrepreneurship, and residence. At every single step of the way, we're going to help you make it past these obstacles so that you can thrive, and Prosper is the straight line through. So problem number 2 in Prosper, the R in Prosper, is resources. A lot of people simply do not know how to apply the right resources for budgeting for their homestead. And this is a problem that exists really across the spectrum. I've had MBA champion clients that I've worked with. They needed to know how they were going to leverage their former salary, some of their investments to be able to make the right purchase. We have other people that need to sell real estate. We've got other people that need to make a transition from gold or cryptocurrency investments, and they're trying to find the right game plan for owning their land. So they need to figure out, how much should you pay for land? How much should you pay for a home? What is a good price? What is a bad price? And more importantly, what's too good of a price and what's too bad of a price? We're going to sit down with you to create a list of potential properties worth visiting based on your budget and your game plan. So that takes us to the next step, which is O for ownership. To become an owner, you have to actually own land. But the question is, how do you know that a certain piece of land is the right one? If I look at state of Texas alone, for example, there are about 22,000 listings for properties of 10 acres or more just in the state of Texas. How do you know which one's the right one? Should you go for something that's 50 acres, 500 acres, 5,000 acres? Is it going to be too much if I go too big? Is it going to be too small? Where should it be? Why should it be there? What should I look for? On our call, we're going to curate a list of properties worth checking out together based on your ideas, your criteria, and your lifestyle. And then, and this is the secret sauce, we're then at the same time going to use our actual list of criteria that we use as a company to acquire over $25 million worth of land. And we're going to literally create that list, target the right list, and then walk the property with you to help recognize whether the property is worth it or not. Which brings us to the next problem. Now that we've gotten a plan, we have the resources, we're getting ready to own land, now we need to actually be able to steward the land. Because the worst thing that you could do is own land and not actually know how to steward it. So what does stewardship mean? Stewardship is learning how to take care of land the right way so that the entire operation doesn't just blow up in your face. This includes learning how to recognize flaws in a property, vetting to see the laws of the land. Do the laws even allow you to do the things that you want to do? Or should you maybe move to another state? I've helped several different people already move entirely to different states because there were laws that completely conflicted with their lifestyle and with their ideals. And that would have been millions of dollars lost if they would have made those mistakes. We're going to help you figure out the lay of the land and its potential for bearing fruitful life. So not only do you have access to me, you have access to my team of farmers, ranchers, and construction experts to go out and also recognize whether or not you have fruitful life on the land. Which brings us to the next obstacle, which is production. How are you going to hire the right people to help you take care of the property even when you're away? See, I know how important it is to have the right people to help you because I'm the father of 4 children under 5 years old, and I'm also the CEO of 5 different companies. There is no freaking way that I could manage a ranch on my own without help. So we're going to help you find the right people to manage your livestock, build on your ranch, and manage the home while you're away. You don't actually have to do anything or go anywhere to find these people. We are literally going to find them for you, and you'll get to interview them, and then we'll be able to place them on the property to take care of things as you are away. And this brings us to the last two obstacles, which is entrepreneurship and residence, or in other words, construction and business strategy. Now, the way I see it, both of these go hand in hand, because if you're anything like me, and if you're anything like most of the clients I've worked with so far with Axe and just people I've talked to, you want to make sure that you're making a financially smart decision in addition to an emotionally right decision for your family. And that's why we say that business strategy should go hand in hand with your construction design. That means that we're going to sit down with you to understand your personal and financial goals for this property so that you can build things the right way the first time without having to make a ton of mistakes. Which brings me to my last point, which is why it's so worth it to work with us and why I'm sorry to say it, it's basically stupid not to work with us, especially considering we're the only ones in the world who do what we do, the only ones to offer an actual done with you service for something like this. And it really comes down to this. Look, man, the only way to really get a project like this done right is going to be through trial and error. Somebody at some point has to do trial and error. The question is, are you going to be the one paying the price of going through the trial and error? Or could you just leverage me and my team because we've already made the mistakes for you? Because again, the question is not if you're going to make mistakes, it's how many mistakes, for how long, and for how much. So by working with us, you're basically leveraging our expertise and our already done mistakes so that you don't have to make them. So in review, moving off grid is hard. Even if you buy a turnkey ranch, you still have to figure out how to use all the equipment on the ranch, hire all the people to help you out, and even one mistake could cost you hundreds of thousands of dollars, if not millions of dollars in time, money, and headaches. I once met a gentleman, he was a former NFL player. He'd bought land 20 years ago, and he never once got to use that land. He bought it for his children, and I met him when his daughter was one of the bridesmaids at a wedding. So he went his whole life, he never got to enjoy it, right? I don't want that same fate for you. So when you work with us, you're literally getting the help of the best team in the world, really the only team in the world, to help you on your property to guarantee your results. And in doing so, if you can save even 2% on the budget that you were going to spend for this property, I'm not kidding around. If you could save 2% on this property, you would have already paid for all the services in working with us. So don't waste your time. Don't waste your energy. Don't waste your money. You've already had an amazing career up to this point. Buying this ranch is like the ultimate trophy. It's like the ultimate gold medal for your career as a business owner, as an investor, as an athlete, as a celebrity. And it's time for you to enjoy the fruit of your labor. If you try to do all of it on your own, you're going to waste a ton of time. You're going to put your family into danger. And if you're like most people, you're going to set yourself up for failure. But if you can work with us, you can avoid 99.9% of that nonsense. So book a call below to talk with me one-on-one. If we're a good fit, we'll work together. If we're not, at the very least, I'll do my best to give you the best value I can. I'll send you books. I'll send you YouTube videos. We'll connect. We'll have some laughs. We'll chill out. And it's going to be a lot of fun. So it's a free call. You have absolutely nothing to lose and you have everything to gain. So go ahead, click the link below, schedule a call one-on-one, and I'll see you then.